thanks, Chauncey, for inviting me in today to talk about the needs of brothers and sisters who have siblings, brothers and sisters themselves, with developmental differences. And this field has been developing over the last 20 years or so as some of us as teachers and counselors, school psychologists and physicians have been really looking at the needs of the entire family. So the needs of the entire family, especially for children with disabilities, is it's not just about the child and the parent. There are all of these other family members together. So there are brothers and sisters and grandparents. And so a number of us began to look at the needs of brothers and sisters. From a great deal of research, we know that, and part of it just makes some natural sense. You know, what do we get from brothers and sisters? First of all, we have a lifelong relationship with our brothers and sisters, a relationship that lasts much longer than, hopefully, even between the child and the parent. And genetically, there's nobody closer to us than a brother or sister. There's this whole issue about the importance for many of these siblings that we know. Who else has shared the same parents than brothers and sisters? And we all know that we all have crazy parents. All of us have crazy parents. And so the issue is that we have this special bond and this sibling solidarity. Siblings are becoming more important in our society because, frankly, we're living longer. And that relationship is going to take on much more emphasis. Also, we know that family size is decreasing so that we have fewer siblings to go around. And like in my case, I have 7 brothers and sisters, so a family of 8. Very few families are that large right now, so that relationship is becoming even more important. And so in the whole issue of siblings, we began, and I mean myself as well as a good 20 or 30 researchers around the United States, began asking brothers and sisters who have siblings with developmental differences, what are you concerned about? What are those issues that we need to focus in on? And the good news for all of us as parents and as professionals, when you ask brothers and sisters what they're concerned about, they'll say, number one, their brother or sister. They have a lot of concerns about their brother or sister with a disability. So that's the first thing that they talk to us. The second thing that they talk to us about is their parents, and making sure they've seen parents in lots of different situations, and they're concerned that whatever they do are supportive to their parents, not hurtful. Then the third issue is themselves. Like, why do I feel this way about my brother or sister? Or I have this love-hate relationship. Is that normal? Now, all of us who are brothers and sisters know, of course that's normal. That is very normal to have that relationship of love-hate, and what Bob Persky described as the robust sibling relationship that we need to have. The fourth issue is, what about my friends? How do I tell my friends about my brother or sister? And how do I deal with friends that might be making fun of them or bullying my brother or sister? How do I deal with that? The fifth issue is the community. What about school, the community? How my brother or sister is going to be accepted into the community? And then the sixth major issue that siblings have is all about the issue of adulthood. Am I going to have a brother or sister, a child with a disability because my brother or sister has a disability? How am I going to care for my brother or sister when my parents are away? What are my expectations for myself, or the expectations my parents have for me as my brother or sister gets older? And so those 6 issues have become what we've been looking at in terms of how do we take those concerns, well documented, and start to provide a set of services and support to brothers and sisters. And then, because we only have a few minutes here, just let me give you the top major needs that siblings have. By parents and professionals, they need to be recognized and respected as an individual. No comparisons back to the child with a disability. Well, you're the A student and your brother has an intellectual disability. None of that. They need to be recognized for who they are, not always and constantly in comparison. They need positive affirmation that parents understand and respect the mixed feelings that they have about having a brother or sister with a disability. And it is only normal and natural to have those mixed feelings. They need honest and direct information, as much as they can get, about the child with a disability. What's this about the disability? So often they're ignored from all of that information, and siblings are hungry for it. I would say to parents, don't worry about giving them too much information. They'll take and learn what they're ready for right now. You should err in giving too much, not enough, as long as you're not frightening the child. And many siblings ask us, can you teach us to be effective in terms of playing with my brother or sister, or I know I should help him with his homework, but I don't know how, or I want to help my parents with his dressing, or whatever. Depends on the disability. But a lot of siblings are asking us for ways to help. So they want an educational program so that they can be involved in the care and treatment. And again, it depends on the level of the disability. And then the final need that many siblings talk to us about, not their concerns now, but their need, is a way to express their feelings in a non-threatening manner, and a way that is natural to their environment. So whether it be, in some cases it might be a counseling group, in some cases I know this wonderful sibling group that went bowling on a weekly basis, and it was kind of funny. They talked mostly about bowling, but they were all there because of the siblings, and they all talked at great length about how that helped them cope. I don't think it helped them with their bowling, but they were having a good time, and that's what mattered. So Chauncey, that was a good question that you just asked me, and so here are the strategies that I would be saying to parents who might be watching this on YouTube, or whoever's watching this right now. Is, so what am I going to do? I know what their concern. I recognize the sibling relationship is an important one. I know that these kids have some concerns. I've listened to their needs. So now what am I going to do? And the first thing that we recommend to parents and other professionals is figure out a way to deeply listen to your other children. And for some, that might be a journal. Could you write mom or dad? Or for other families, it's more comfortable just on the trip to McDonald's. Hey, what are you thinking about? Have you ever thought about your brother in this way, or can you tell me about that? Now, some kids will tell you, others will say no, but opening up that door gradually. And one of the ways of listening to is might be to share, hey, have you ever felt embarrassed about your brother or about this? Well, so am I, and let's talk about that. Or don't you just love it when he cleans up his room and we don't have to harp on that? Again, the parent taking the time to really open up the door to listen to their children. I think the third issue related to this is that we need, as parents, to accept the child with a disability. If we know anything about siblings, they will follow the lead of the parent. So if the parent is not accepting that child, don't expect your other children to accept that child. If you don't love the child, they're not going to love the child. So it all starts with us. I know it's another burden on parents, but that's the deal. That's the job, and we've got to do it. And then I think that the last thing that I would end with, and this could go on and on and on about, but how do we sit down and praise those brothers and sisters so that they get some undivided attention and our praise? As parents, we can't praise our kids enough, and that's what we need to do. So think about that, and next time you're dealing with a family with disabilities, remember, worry about the siblings. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.